Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure speaking to you here for several reasons. We just observed Persian New Year this morning. Today is the first day of spring. So it's a pleasure having this speech among you in the first day of spring, official first day of spring on the planet. So, as we just heard about all the experience in Kenya, in Africa in general, I would like to a bit zoom out on the issue of water. When we speak about climate change, one of the things that now we are gathering here is the importance of climate change impacts into your life, into the life of the planet. And the climate change is showing its impacts, usually the most visible one, let's say, the most visible impacts of climate change. We are seeing it in two formats. One is too much of water, we call it floods, we've seen it around the world, or too less of water, we call it drought. So this is the most visible impact of climate change. And when we consider this one, there is one emerging fact that all of us should be very much aware of. Water treatment industry is one of the most energy-thirsty industry around the world. We are speaking about extreme growth of water treatment needs because of the impact of climate change globally that is requiring a lot of energy. And this lot of energy means a lot. I give you two examples. One from Africa, one from Latin America. In Africa, Zanzibar, you may have heard a lot about Zanzibar, such a beautiful island. Imagine Zanzibar to treat water for 1.7 million people, inhabitants of Zanzibar. The cost of electricity, when it's fully treated water for the drinking water of supply of the whole island, the cost of treating water, the cost of electricity to treat water is 1.5 million euro per month. Just the electricity bill of the Zanzibar Water Authority. I just come from Galapagos. We all know the iconic island of Galapagos. Galapagos is, actually we know about conservation of environment and everything in Galapagos, how important the islands are for us. The island, the entire electricity of the island is coming from diesel engines. Every day, 20,000 liters of diesel is burned to power the electricity line of Galapagos. 1/4 of it goes to the water treatment. The things that was not there before, now the need is growing to have water treatment powered by diesel engines. So one thing I want to highlight in Berlin Energy Transition Dialogue, following all the discussions we are having, the magnitude of water treatment needs globally, either in developing countries, less developed countries, industrial countries, it doesn't matter. The magnitude is big and it's going to grow much bigger. And that has the capacity to nullify, or in a most easiest way to say, slow all these talks we are having about energy transition. An energy transition not considering the growth of electricity consumption and energy consumption in the water sector is closing its eye and neglecting an important changing factor that is going to change the landscape of electricity and energy consumption for all of us, especially when we speak about water treatment. Again, don't think just about the rural village. This is the fact in all southern European countries. Go to Greece, you find it. Go to South Spain, you find it. Italy, you find it. Malta, you find it. Then you go almost all coastal Africa, you find it. You go to Latin America, you go to the United States, you go to Canada, you find it. Always Canada is a country with a lot of rain and blah blahs, but even in Canada you find it. Salt intrusion is the biggest phenomenon we are facing in the water sector at the moment. Boreholes that for generations they were delivering water to people, now they are running salty because of salt intrusion, which is a direct impact of climate change into the boreholes and water bodies. This is one part of my words to you about the real change that is happening in the landscape of water and the growing energy need that in the energy transition dialogues should be absolutely recognized. The other part of my discussion is about the thing that we keep hearing, especially in such summits. In the past, let's say 2-3 years, we heard a lot about it. And there is another hidden point on this discussion. I'm speaking about hydrogen. I'm speaking about especially green hydrogen. So green hydrogen has been a new phenomenon for all of us. We keep hearing about it's important, and it is really important. But one important factor about it, how do we generate hydrogen? When we speak about generating hydrogen, producing hydrogen, transporting hydrogen, transmitting hydrogen from place to place, from countries to countries, remember, hydrogen is the outcome of electricity, for sure, like many other industries, requires electricity. Second is water. Hydrogen needs pure water, much purer than this one. Much pure. This one is considered the most dirty water when you are speaking about hydrogen production. So we are speaking about an industry that requires intensive water treatment capacity. An intensive water treatment capacity means huge electricity consumption and power consumption. So when we speak about such a fact, no problem. You may say that we always speak about green hydrogen. Fully understood, fully accepted. Green hydrogen is amazing. We do everything of hydrogen production by solar energy, by wind energy, by biogas, by hydro. That is all understood. But how about water itself? We are speaking about a sector in countries that those countries are still suffering from drinking irrigation of their own people on a daily basis. When I go to some of the countries that I keep traveling around the world, sometimes it's surprising to me. Countries are speaking about exporting hydrogen to Europe that they are unable of delivering drinking water for the daily use of their own population. We should be very careful on one important fact. In the 19th century, Europe, US explored oil in many different parts of the world. And the challenge oil created for many communities, the oil-rich markets, you cannot neglect it. So it's a huge political, social, economic challenges for the oil-rich countries supporting the industrial world. Aren't we learning from the history? Shouldn't we learn from history? Why we are repeating the same mistake we did in Europe, we did in North America, of exploiting resources of countries that that resources could not benefit their own people? This is a critical point about the water access. Those plans that are especially speaking about export of hydrogen to Europe, to North America, one thing, there should be a very important annex to all of them. And that annex is the social political annex of the local communities. I can't imagine, we speak in Germany, especially in Germany, about importing hydrogen from Namibia when the local people in Namibia are struggling on drinking water. How come? Do we want to make another social uprising? Do we want to they tell us that we are not having access to drinking water and you are making the most pure water in the earth to produce hydrogen, to export that hydrogen to Europe? This is my point. I believe Energy Transition Dialogue is such a perfect place to discuss about policies behind energy. In many of the expos, conferences we go, we purely focus on technology. Intersolar, IFAT, and etc. is a lot technology-oriented. I believe one of the rare places we can speak about policy behind or future energy planning or future energy policy planning is Energy Transition Dialogue. And water cannot be neglected from two sides. One, from the extreme additional cost and volume of electricity that we need to run water treatment facilities. Second, from the role and importance it's playing in the supply of hydrogen. I hope that was clear, the message, the two messages, and thank you so much for hearing me. Thank you.